Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Season 4 is off to obviously a very interesting start here in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. First little chunk of this season already has been insanely problematic between various things in game not functioning as intended, the servers being absolutely just atrocious to start things off, and unfortunately, things seemingly could be going from bad to worse here because just a day into season 4, something very drastic happened that was not directly addressed by Call of Duty. They did not mention it whatsoever on any of their socials, through any of my contacts. This was a completely silent change, but one that players picked up on pretty quick that I think is a little concerning for the remainder of the Black Ops 6 and Warzone year, heading into COD 2025 and what is rumored to be Black Ops 7. So, when Season 4 first dropped here just the other day and the update went live, everyone booted up the game for the first time. You were probably crashing and having all sorts of stuttering issues, but in between all of that, you probably visited the Battle Pass page. You might have picked up the Black Cell, the Battle Pass bundle, started working through your tiers. Maybe you're grinding it through for free, whatever the case is. You've checked out the Battle Pass page. And right when the season first dropped, it had a very usual Battle Pass countdown timer like every single Battle Pass does. And it said there were 8 weeks remaining essentially in season 4. So it was going to be a standard 8-week season. That's been the norm for Call of Duty seasons for quite some time. We've had a few one-off extended seasons because things were delayed or because it was the preseason or the first season of the year, right? But typically 8 weeks is that sweet spot for Call of Duty updates and Call of Duty seasons. You have the seasonal launch, 4 weeks later you have the reloaded launch, then 4 weeks after that you have the new season. And that cycle works well for the Call of Duty year where a new title launches every single fall, either late October or early November. And when Season 4 first dropped, Reality UK known leaker and data miner checked out the Battle Pass page, and per usual, the countdown timer said 8 weeks. It said that Season 4 was going to be ending on July 24th, and then that's when Season 5 would then kick off. However, completely silently, completely out of the blue, the Battle Pass countdown timer was updated 1 day in to Season 4 in the midst of all of the ongoing server issues and all of the major problems that this update caused. The devs did not say anything about it, COD updates did not post about it, but the season was actually extended. They've already delayed Season 5 from the initial expected launch date 1 day into one of the most problematic seasons that we've seen so far. As Charlie Intel now reports, Black Ops 6 and Warzone Season 4 is a 70-day long season or a 10-week long season and is now set to end on a Thursday, August 7th. So I've gone through, made a little graphic here just explaining the seasonal timeline now of what to expect in the future. Now, keep in mind, they just made this change to the countdown timer on the Battle Pass, of course, in the seasonal countdown. It's quite possible that they change it again. Maybe they do shorten it back to 8 weeks. Maybe they extend it even more. Who knows, you know? I'll be keeping an eye on it throughout the season, and obviously, if anything changes, I'll be keeping you guys up to date as I do with everything going on in COD, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to ensure you're always in the know. And if you do enjoy this video while we're going through everything, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well, by the way. But as far as the seasonal timeline goes, we now have the updated end date for Season 4. So Season 4 is expected to end on August 7th as of right now when we're recording this video and posting this video. So a 10-week long season. We can then assume that Season 5 is going to be a standard 8-week long season. At least that's what we'll base things off of for now, since that's the standard and the norm for COD seasons, as I previously explained. And that means Season 5 would then kick off on August 7th and last for 8 weeks and go until October 2nd. That would be the end date for Season 5 and the start date for Season 6. Now, Season 6s are always a little bit strange and a little bit different because it being the final season, it then bleeds into the new Call of Duty launch typically. So sometimes in Season 6, we have a reloaded update. Sometimes where typically the reloaded update happens, that's actually the launch of the new COD about 4 weeks into the season. So that is up for interpretation so far, to be determined, because we don't know when COD 2025, aka Black Ops 7, is going to be launching yet, but we can assume Season 6 is going to be starting on October 2nd and then running through whenever Black Ops 7 launches either in late October or early November. But if it sticks to that standard timeline of when we see COD launches and we can expect these seasons to launch, that means season 6 would run for maybe a month if it's launching in early October, and then Black Ops 7 is here, or maybe 6 weeks, and then Black Ops 7 is here in early to mid-November. We're gonna have to wait and see, but this definitely does create some concern going forward for the remainder of this year because of the content sort of imbalance, if you will. We now have a 10-week season so far here in Black Ops 6 and Warzone Season 4. Currently, it's expected that Season 4 Reloaded is probably going to be happening on the 26th. All of the current, first half of the season events and everything that's been previewed, all the end dates line up with the 26th. But then beyond that, we'll have a 6-week, roughly, mid-season to end-of-season time frame where not all that much is planned. If we were to go ahead and look at the roadmap yet again, you can see we have several things planned for in-season, a couple of new multiplayer maps in BO6, some in-season modes. For Warzone, we're going to see some in-season LTMs. Ranked Play Resurgence is going to be launching as well. Havoc Royale, we're going to see a care package kill streak and some new features there for Resurgence and Plunder and whatnot, but it's not really anything that stands out in any kind of major way. In fact, I think the general sentiment this season, outside of the new Overlook POI in downtown, which I do think is really cool, this is a largely underwhelming season. We're coming off of Season 3, which especially at launch with Verdansk and all the gameplay updates and everything there, was insanely hyped up, completely fresh, and did really well. Season 3 Reloaded was a little bit underwhelming, and now we're seeing another decently underwhelming update as well. No new zombies map. Multiplayer is pretty much like the bare minimum stuff. Not really much going on there. Not a ton of new gameplay updates to keep things feeling fresh. And this is just the start of the season. Going into the Reloaded update, unless they've got some serious surprises planned that they're going to reveal with the Season 4 Reloaded roadmap and blogs and everything that's to come in a few weeks' time, it's looking pretty bleak for the remainder of this entire season, which is a concerning statement to say, considering we're only a few days removed from the launch of the season. This delay is concerning, especially when you then look to Season 5. That's going to be maybe a standard, seasonal time frame of 8 weeks, and we'll probably see more of the same here. But then Season 6, whatever ends up dropping for that, is probably going to be largely overshadowed by what's going on with Black Ops 7, whether there's a beta during that time period and then going into the launch of it as well. Almost all the focus is going to be shifted away from that, pushed into Black Ops 7 marketing and everything going on there, like Halloween update. Could be falling close to Halloween, could be falling in early October again, and its time frame's a little bit off. This does seem to sort of alter things in a way that's more so questionable and concerning rather than reassuring. Now, for what it's worth, on the inverse of, doom and gloom, the last time they delayed an update, which we can assume Season 5 at this point was essentially delayed, right? Which is so weird to have happen one day into the season. But that was Season 3, and Season 3 was delayed with the launch of Verdansk, and it worked out really well. That was by far the best update, the smoothest update, the most polished update that we've had in COD in years. So if this ends up working out in the same way, where maybe Season 5 is a little bit delayed, Season 4 is extended some, and it works out in favor because they're working on fixing things and getting things sorted so that we don't have a repeat scenario of Season 4 being disastrous at launch, again at Season 5, well then that's good. But then beyond that, you've then again created that uncertainty in this really awkward time frame, trying to balance Black Ops 7 reveal and then the beta, anything going on there, keeping focus on Black Ops 6. Obviously, Call of Duty is solely, almost it seems like, focused on retention. That's their biggest priority when it comes to gameplay, keeping players on for as long as possible. And then they kind of do the reverse with this season. You've made it longer in a season that's very dry in the grand scheme of things for content long term. I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out, and if they do course correct and maybe shorten the seasonal time frame. That was sort of an immediate reaction. Okay, we're just going to update the battle pass timer because things are going terribly off launch, and that was just a weird thing that happened there. Maybe it's a glitch or a bug, who knows, because you could chalk that up to most things that happen in COD these days. Either way, it's an interesting situation. It's a weird situation, and I do think it's a bit of a concerning situation as well, given the state of the game at the moment, or at least alongside the Season 4 launch. we'll have to keep an eye out though. Obviously, it's a long season, so a lot could change. As things do change, as the devs reveal new things or announce anything, I'll be sure to keep you guys informed, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, a like rating on your way out would be seriously appreciated as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.